Well, this is it. The darkest timeline. Canada loses 2-1 to Finland in the quarterfinals of the 2019 World Junior Championship. This is just an incredibly disappointing ending to the tournament. Canada's become so used to winning medals in this tournament, especially on home soil. We're a contender for gold every time we go to this tournament. And to come out not even making it to the semis is just probably the worst case scenario. The thing is, this team getting knocked out in the quarterfinals probably could have been seen. There are things that a Canadian World Junior team usually has that this team did not. I think the most notable absence of a regular Team Canada performance is usually there's one forward particularly who's just dominant and comes in clutch at all the big times. And this year, we really didn't have that. You know, the type of player like a Jordan Eberle or Jonathan Toews or a Sam Reinhart / Max Domi. We had two that year. Actually, we had a whole line that year. But just like one guy or like a line that you know when you need a goal, they will score. And honestly, despite having some very talented players this year who possibly could have stepped into that role, like Cody Glass, Nick Suzuki, Owen Tippett, no one did. And I guess people thought that maybe Comtois would be that guy, especially after his 4-goal game in the first game. But really, no one stepped up in that role. After Game 1 against Denmark, I thought Owen Tippett was going to be that guy. He was just absolutely fantastic in Game 1, and then proceeded to be a no-show for the rest of the tournament. Comtois had his moments, but he was just too much of a goon. He took a lot of stupid penalties. He did a lot of stupid plays. I know that he got a lot of hate throughout this tournament for embellishing and other stuff, and honestly, he probably was not the best choice to be the captain this tournament. Nick Suzuki and Cody Glass were both very good, but neither of them elevated their game to the next level required to be that just lights-out finisher that Canada needed. And with this game being so close, being 1 goal difference going into the last minute, and then Finland tying in the last minute, going into overtime, I think it really just showed that if we had a guy, he would have stepped up and scored, and we would have known who it was going to be before it even happened. And I think when we got that penalty shot in overtime, if we knew we had a guy, if we had the Toews or the Eberle or like the Max Domi, just a guy who we knew was going to score, we would have sent him out. Instead, we sent out Comtois, and I think everyone knew that Comtois wasn't the lights-out guy. And that's just the problem with Canada this year, is that they lacked the lights-out guy. Not to say this loss was all Canada's problems, that the Finns didn't have a great game. The Finns just great performance holding on when Canada was getting a bunch of chances. And you could say they got lucky, because their game-tying goal was a crazy deflection that like rolled up DiPietro's stick and into the net from a shot that was from behind the net. And then you could say that their final goal was because of a broken stick when Canada had an offensive rush, and then they got an odd man rush the other way. But, I mean, you still need to have a lights-out shot to finish that. And the Finns just held on when they had to, and then took advantage of their chances, and they won. I mean, the Finns have shown, especially in recent years, they are a real threat in international tournaments, especially in recent World Junior Championships. They've won 2 golds in the past, like 5 tournaments or something. So yeah, it's a disappointing end of the tournament for Canada. But that, of course, doesn't mean that the fun of the tournament is over. We got Switzerland in the quarterfinals. I'm pretty excited to see where that goes. And, I mean, just because our Canada is out doesn't mean that we can't have fun and watch the rest of what really should be an amazing tournament.